one of the most harshest places on earth. That's how hot it is out here, my doggies. She's bloody stinking. This place could tell a story, I reckon. That's a very, very good sign. Look at this. Probably a big old snake under this. What is going on, my doggies? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to one of the most harshest places on earth. This is Outback Australia, and as you can see, we are in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Aim of the game in this survival challenge is to see if we can gather ourselves water off this incredibly dry, vast land. Right now it is 43 degrees Celsius out here. It is bloody hot. The flies are incredibly thick. They're driving me crazy already. Aim of the game, can we find food, water, shelter out here to survive? It's hectic out here. Look at this. There is not a lick of water in sight. As dry as it gets. Just to give you an idea on how bloody hot it is out here, I've been filming for no longer than 3 minutes and this camera already says your camera is too hot. That's not good. I've given myself 3 things to try to achieve finding water in this challenge. Number 1, we've got a billy. Number 2, we've got a Leatherman. Number 3, we've got a big old knife. That's it. I've got 3 things. Try to survive out here, trying to find drinking water. Like I said, it is bloody hot. It's bloody dry, and we're in the middle of nowhere. First things first, I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm walking in this direction for a very, very particular reason. But while I walk that way, I'm also looking for things that are gonna help us out. Any sort of rubbish, any kind of anything really to help us out today. Oh, now this here is actually really epic. This down here is like a lot of this area is scattered with a lot of old tins, a lot of old cans. Have a look at this. How old is this bloody thing? That's an old can. Still got the ring pull on it. That is, I'm actually going to take that home as a souvenir because you don't find them that often with the ring pull connected like that. But there's an old rusted can. Look at these. These are old cans here. I'll show you guys exactly what I've got today. Just, it's gonna be bloody hard out here. Like I said, we've got a billy, we've got a box full of batteries just so I can keep those bloody cameras rolling. We've got 1 Leatherman, and here we've got a personal location beacon. Obviously, if shit hits the fan out here, that's gonna save my life. So I always carry one of these with me. GME, PLB, very, very handy to have out in the bush. And last but not least, we've got a knife. That's it. That's all we've got out here. That's all we've got in that bag. Look at that. Little clip just fell out there. But that's all we've got in the bag to see if we can survive out here and gather water. This is a pretty sick little spot here. Someone must have just sat down and had a hell feed. There's a couple of very, very old cans. You don't see those ring pull cans very often anymore. That's kind of epic. But there's obviously nothing here that's going to help us out too much. That's a very, very good sign. This here is an animal track. You can see this animal track here. It's very consistent. It goes up through the bush. You can even see here, you can see the animal print there. Those 2 little things, that's probably looks like a goat. There's no shortage of them. There's a little one there, that's like a baby goat print. These are goat tracks. I'm gonna follow this for a little while. Something like that would definitely come in handy. Chuck that in the backpack, we'll see if we can upgrade, but so far that's the best thing we found. Have a look at this for a treasure chest. This is a big party time here. This is epic. Look at that. All of this stuff is extremely old. This place could tell a story, I reckon. There's bullet holes in everything. People have been out here shooting. Look at this. It's covered in bullet holes. Make sure there's no snakes under it. Have a go at this. Now, straight off the top of my head, what I'm going to be looking for here is materials to start a fire. Sometimes what you can do is a glass bottle in a shape like this. We've done it before. You can get the sun passing through and you get the right beam. Once you find that right beam coming through the two round bits of glass, you can start a fire. It's like a magnifying glass. Obviously that one's not going to cut it, but there's a lot of glass around here. Look at that one. No. So you guys would have noticed just then in that drone footage, there's a lot of piles of rubbish like this around this area. And basically what I think it is, they're old mine sites. And I was flying the drone earlier this morning before I took foot on this challenge, and I seen these around here, so I wanted to come and investigate, and I'm glad I did, because these things, they are just covered in treasure. Like, there's glass everywhere, there's hundreds and hundreds of old beer bottles, there's hundreds of old beer cans. Like, I'm talking old school beer cans, the old ring pool ones. It's psycho. Look at that for a bottle. That would have been a sick old bottle. Ah, it's bloody hot. That is boiling hot, man. You can barely even pick that up right now. It's that hot. It's the old back of a car door. Probably a big old snake under this. No, no snakes. Look at this. Look at all these old beer cans. That is a bloody old beer can. I reckon they'd have a couple of stories to tell, but the reason I come here is because of this. That is a perfectly intact glass bottle. Nothing wrong with it. There's another one right there. We're going to be taking both of these. That's definitely going to come in handy. We're going to take that one. We're also going to take this one. Perfect condition. 2 glass bottles. That'll save the day. Look at all the beer cans. It's none of it's good glass. Look at that, an old Coddies. Oh, it's not going to do it. Oh, that is exactly what we need. That is, all right, see this? That is the best fire starter you will ever find. The only problem is it's made of green glass. See how that thing's in a curved shape like that? That's like half a Sophia. Best ever fire starter you will ever find. If we can find one of these in a clear bottle, we are laughing. It's like the magnifying glass of the bush. You can start a fire anywhere if we find a clear one of them. Obviously that one ain't clear. I've been walking around for a little while now, and there is not really a lot of materials that are going to help us out. What I'm doing, I'm back on that goat track again, and that goat track is heading in the same direction I want to be heading today, which is a good sign. But a lot of the stuff around here, it's old, it's broken. A lot of the glass bottles are broken. We found 2 bottles which are beautiful. They're intact, so that's all good. But it's just a harsh environment out here. It's bloody hot right now. My mouth is as dry as a bag of flour. Have a look at this down here. This is how harsh it is. Not even the locals can survive out here. Look at that. That's a kangaroo. There's his tail. Here's his little feet. Have a look at that. There's his claw. That's when a kangaroo kicks you. That's what busts your stomach open, that claw right there. There's his head. And a kangaroo skull. That's how hot it is out here, my doggies. She's bloody stinking. Keep following that track. Look at this. That's another beer can graveyard. Loaded with beer cans. Loaded with broken glass. I'm going to really sieve through this rubbish and see if we can find anything of use. There's a lot of glass in here. Surely there's going to be something. Look at all this. Look at that. That's an old Bushnell. That's an old tea. Must have been a tea jar back in the day. Lots of glass here. You're probably asking yourself, why are you looking for glass? Why are you looking for fire? Wouldn't you just go and find water? Well, right now, in my mind, fire is just as important as water, because I'm guessing the water that we're going to be finding today, it ain't going to be clean. It's going to have to be purified. It's going to have to be boiled. To boil water, you need fire. So while we're walking through these bloody beer can graveyards, we're looking for ways to start fire. We found 2 glass bottles, or the bottom of glass bottles. And if you can see this, I'm putting this onto my hand, and that doesn't give me too much of a magnifying little that little dot. I can't even speak, it's that hot out here, but that one's no good. We've got another one, a little bit bigger, clean, pretty clean. Again, this thing gives us a little bit more of a dot there, but that's not enough to start a fire. We're starting to get close, but not close enough. Close, but not close enough. That's the closest we've got so far. That'll work. That'll definitely work. Oh, it's hot. That's bloody hot. Nothing is working out here. The phone says temperature. I was using that as a GPS. Now what I gotta do, I gotta use this compass on my watch. We're gonna follow that compass. We wanna head in that northeast direction, so we just gotta keep pushing that way. That's where we wanna end up. But right now, cameras are melting. Phones aren't working. That's how bloody hot it is out here. It is stinking. Stinking hot. We'll just keep following that compass. We should end up where I wanna end up, hopefully. Push that way. Follow the friendly. See that right there? If you were stuck out here and this was a real survival situation, there's food. That right there is a kangaroo. There he goes. It's just jumping away. That's the first animal we've seen the entire morning. I've been walking around for a fair whack now. I've just followed this creek system. I've just been inside this little creek over here. I followed this creek the whole way down. There wasn't too much going on inside the creek. I thought I might have seen a couple of pigs or something, but there was nothing inside it. This is a nice little creek line here. What I've done is I followed that creek line the whole way down, and it's brought me out to this open plain here. And then I found something that's sitting under this tree right here. Have a look at this. You definitely don't see this every day in the bush, but I will take it. So what this is an old mattress. It's definitely extremely old. It's starting to break away. You can see that. The fibers are all starting to break away, which is not good. But what I want out of this mattress, see the inside there is still pretty good. I'm going to cut a little bit of this out, and we're going to use this today as well. Obviously, if you wanted to bloody make a camp or make a shelter, that is the best kind of bedding you can find. But this is what I want here. I want this real soft, fluffy stuff on the inside. So I'm going to cut a bit of that out, and we'll just keep pushing that way. I don't know how the flies could possibly survive out here right now. It is that bloody hot. I hope you guys appreciate these videos, because right now I'm hurting. You know when you're that hot you got goosebumps? I've actually got goosebumps on my arms and legs. It's that hot out here. Flies are thick. My mouth is like a bag of flour. Struggling to even bloody talk. See that thing right there? That's an emergency whistle. It's a clip on my bag with a whistle on it. I'm over it. That is the emergency whistle. The white towel's gonna get thrown in any second. I'm so done, man. It's gotta be over 43 degrees out here right now. I can't even talk to you guys on the camera without it getting cut off. It is that hot. I'm getting about 20 to 30 seconds of filming out of a camera. Bang, they just cut out. It's too hot. I got no phone, I got no GPS on my phone because my phone's overheating. I'm still running off this compass. We should be about just under a kilometre away from where I want to end up, but dude, it is so brutal. If you were really out here in a survival situation, which we kind of are right now, the car is probably about a 2-hour walk back that way to the east, but I've got water in the car, so if shit does hit the fan, I can steam back there. But if you were fair dinkum out here in a survival situation, bro, I'm struggling right now. My mouth's dry as a bag of flour. I've got these random waves of goosebumps coming over my body. It's that hot. Cameras don't bloody work. This camera's probably gonna die in a second. I'm sitting under a tree in the shade trying to get my composure, trying to get my shit back together. I'm not usually one to whinge, but nothing's going to plan right now. There we go. I've had the whinge for the day. I promise you I will never whinge in another video again. Spirits are high. What we're going to do is we're going to adapt and we're going to overcome. That's all you can do out here right now. In the background over there, there's a ridge. You guys will be able to see that right now. It's probably 600-700 meters away. On the other side of that ridge should be a place where we can generate water. I'm hoping it is. I've got no idea if there's water there or not, but that's where we're going right now. Still have not found a means of starting a fire. Obviously we could make a bow drill. Bow drills take a lot of energy. They exert a lot of your energy to make them. So I'm gonna keep looking for that little bit of glass or any other means of starting fire. Still got a little bit of a walk up here. Doggies, doggies, doggies. See what happens when you don't give up? When you just keep on pushing, you just keep on looking. Every now and then you find a diamond in the rough. Every now and then you find a diamond in the rough. See this? That is the bottom of a broken glass bottle, or even a cup maybe. I'm gonna say it was an old cup. Check this out. Watch this. Perfect sapphire looking bottom on it. Hand. Look at this. Can you guys see that? Oh dude, it gets that hot that quickly. Ready? Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see that smoke. I really hope you can see that smoke. But that's how we're gonna start a fire. Look at that, it is absolutely smoking. We're burning a hole in that leaf right now. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect. We are getting very, very close to the destination now. What I have found in my travels is another piece of treasure. This is a star picket. This star picket is definitely going to come in handy. Just like I thought, the creek which I've been walking towards most of the day is dry. She is as dry as a bone, and that's not a good sign. It doesn't mean we're not going to find water, it just means we're going to have to work for it. Have a go at this. She's as dry as a bone. It doesn't get any drier than that. In winter, this is full of water. Right now, she's bone dry. We've got two options right now. Option number one is walk down this creek as far as we can until you find a source of low-lying water. You could be walking forever. Option number two is use your star picker and start digging down. There's going to be a water table here somewhere. You just got to find it. So there are two options right now. The walking down the creek option doesn't seem very inviting to me. I've been walking for, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours, 4.5 hours through the bush now. I'm so bloody thirsty. There's no water in sight, but I know there'll be water under the earth. So I reckon we're going to use this star picket. We're going to start digging. This is one of the lower parts of the river, the creek. This little divot here, and even this sand is so dry. Very, very rocky, very hard to dig through. We'll keep going. Rocks everywhere. Here we go. After a lot of walking and a bit of thinking, we could have found a water source. Straight underneath these she oaks here, we've got this nice little, I wouldn't even call it water yet, but look at this. That's wet sand. It's not wet, it's like damp mud. If I just keep digging this hole, I'm guessing at some point we're going to hit water. See this here? See how wet that is there? All of that water from the side is actually bleeding into this hole. And you can also see there's a little bit of water starting to get lifted up out of the earth. So it's starting to fill this hole up. I can either keep digging and keep going down to it, or it's going to come up to me because these walls here are sort of bleeding a little bit of water. You can see there's a fair bit of water coming out. That's getting really, really moist down the bottom there. We're starting to get a bit of water going on here. Now this is what I'm talking about. We don't have a lot of water, but we got water. Have a go at this. It's very, very slowly starting to fill that hole we've dug. And it's starting to clear up over time. This is what it looks like now. There's about 2 cups of water in there right now, but it's extremely dirty. That's undrinkable right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give it 15-20 minutes and just let it fill itself up. As it fills itself up, it will naturally filter itself. Then we'll get one of them beer bottles that we found this morning. We'll get the water out of there. 15 minutes has passed. Let's have a look, see how we're going down here in our hole of goodness. Oi, check this out. It's actually looking pretty good. That's a lot clearer than what it was before. Look at how clear it is now. All the sediment has sunk to the bottom and the clean water is just floating on the top. So what I can do is get these beer bottles which we found before. I just want to skim the surface of the water. So I'm just skimming the surface, taking off that clean water from the top. I'm going to fill these 2 bottles up. Oh, look at this, man. That's water. That is 1 bottle of water. We've got 1 more coming. Alright, next step, we filter the water. That's going to sit up on there, just like that. This bottle, which we found earlier, it's a full bottle with the neck smashed out or the bottom smashed out. That bottle is going to sit in here. This is the perfect stick. You got a fork, you got a top branch which is going to give top pressure to the bottles. I'm about to push this bottle in with a bit of force, and then that top branch there is going to put force against it, and that there is going to be our filtering water. Underneath here we're going to put our billy. We're going. I'm so parched right now, I'm absolutely dying for a bloody drink of water. These right now are not drinkable, but that is full of water, very close to be drinking water. What I'm going to do is, this sponge which we found, or that mattress that we found earlier, honestly, we've been kissed on the dick finding this, like really we have, because usually when you're going to do a funnel you'd have a little bit of cloth. This is a perfect kind of material, very, very gritty kind of sand. We found them leaves this morning. You'd stick leaves in there, sand, rocks, leaves, grass, and it would pass through and filter. This, that's just the ultimate filter. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to rip pieces off, I'm going to stick it down the neck, fill it up halfway, do the first run of water just with that. That's probably one of the best filters you'll find. Literally, kissed on the dick. Just going to chuck little pieces of this foam straight into that bottle. Get a stick. We're going to push them right down to the neck. This has just got that mattress inside it, so it's going to take a little while for that water to come out. Here we go. We're filtering water. So what I'm going to do right now is, I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to keep running this process. I'm going to take the filtered water, put them back in the bottles, take them out of the billy, then put them back into this bottle and keep that process going. I'll do it 3 times. I'll change the foam, I'll do it again, I'll change the foam, I'll do it again until that water becomes extremely clear. It's going to be a bit of a process, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to work a lot better than sand, soil, mud and leaves. Still a little bit of murk to it, but pass that through 10 times, she's going to be clear. I've taken out the old foam, it's quite dirty. I've replaced that foam with new foam on the inside of the bottle now, and that water coming out is a lot clearer. You can see the bottom of the billy now, so that water's clearing up a lot. So we're really starting to get some clean water going on here. Look at that. That's pretty clean. I'm going to do another couple of passes. This is number 6. Probably do about, I'll use this whole thing up I reckon, so we get it super clean. But it's definitely working. What we've got going is we've got a little bit of bark down here. That bark is full of extremely fine bits of sawdust, which I've sawn off that little bit of wood down there with that knife. So that's some incredibly fine sawdust, a little bit of crunched up leaves. That's going to go in the fire there. Then what we're going to do, we're going to get that epic magnifying glass that we found. Look at the have a go at it. It's hectic. This is the best find ever. Obviously what we're going to do is we're going to find that hot point, and we're going to hold him on there. Once that starts smouldering, we're going to give it a blow. But instead of holding it with my hand, what you can do sometimes is get a stick. It's going to be hard doing this with the camera in my hand, but you can get a stick like this. You can sit the glass on there. You can see that extremely bright penetrating light coming through the glass. The magnification is burning the sawdust down the bottom there. That's not going to take too long. Oh, you're joking. You are joking. Get out. Oh, there's the first fly for the day. As soon as I took my bloody face mask off, I swallowed a fly. But we're smoking already. She's going. She's going. Look at that. Starting to smoke here. Look at that. We've got a beautiful little ember happening down here. You can see that thing's just gushing smoke. But what you want to do now is you want to introduce new bits of tinder into that hot area. So what I like to do is I just get a little stick, and you just introduce new bits of tinder over that hot light that's coming down from the bottom of that glass, and that's how you become getting a really big ember in there. Then once that ember's huge, we'll transfer it over to here. But making fires like this in the bush seriously can take 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours of just persistent feeding. So I'm just going to take my time here. It does take a lot of time to start a fire doing this. It's not as easy as it looks on the bloody internet, but we're getting a nice little cherry going. I'm pretty happy with this. She's bellowing smoke. All right, here we go. I'm pretty happy with the little ember we got going on down here. She's bellowing smoke. I've got a little tinder pile here. I changed this one out for a little bit more dry material. So let's take this, which is, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's smoking a fair bit. There's a lot of smoke coming out of that. We're just going to transfer it straight over onto here. Now blow. Come on, baby. Oh, we got a little ember in here. Come on. Come on. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Yes! 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 That is what I'm talking about. That is it. You're joking. We got a fire. Fire means water. Water means no more thirst. We got a fire going. Beautiful little fire. We got a billy with some pretty bloody clean drinking water in there. If you guys can see how clean that is, you can see the bottom of the billy. That's as clean as we're gonna get it, and I'm happy with that. That's gonna sit right there on top of those little flames. We're gonna boil that water up. Yes, we got there. We're so close to having a drink. Dude, look at where we are right now. Yes, sir. Tell you what, I'm pretty happy about this right now. We've got boiling water. That's right, that water is boiling right now, which means it's killing off all that bacteria, all that nasty stuff in the water. Once that cools down, that's going to be drinkable water. You're joking. It's been a long time coming, I'll tell you what. Alright, I've just taken the water off the boil. So now I'm going to let that water cool down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take another one of these beer bottles. We're going to head back up to that hole we dug earlier. That water should have settled a lot by now. So that water on top should be crystal clear. Whoa. Look at that. That water on top is crystal clear. I don't know if you guys can see right now, but this water on the very top layer is crystal clear water. So what's happened is all that heavy dirt and all the muck in the water settled to the bottom. You barely even need to bloody filter that out, that water. We'll go down there, we'll grab a bit more. That's very clear on the surface. Look at that. It's pretty clean, that water. I'm gonna chuck that in the billy. There's a bit of stuff in the bottom here still, but this is clean. It's been boiled. It's been bloody filtered through this bottle here. This is definitely not the cleanest water you're ever gonna see in your life. It's still got a little bit of a cloud to it. There's a little bit of sediment in there, but look, this is the first thing we've drinking all day. We're gonna drink all day and I'm bloody excited about it. So see yous at the bottom. Bloody love yous. Here we go. Oh, I can just feel it lubricating everything as it goes down. Holy moly. It tastes like a hot cup of tea. It's still pretty hot from the fire. Oh, that's good, man. Well, I'm gonna call that a little bit of mission success. We started this morning with nothing but a billy, a Leatherman, a knife, and a PLB. We've walked a bloody long way, that way through the bush, Lunchtime today, I thought I was about to pass out. Honestly, it was that hot. I had goosebumps. Couple of stages in the day. I had a couple of head spins. We found a little bit of useless rubbish, which we turned into useful rubbish. Ended up filtering a little bit of water, and we found one thing that I'm going to take home on this mission with me, and that's this, the fire starter. You don't find a bottle that good anywhere, or a glass, whatever this come from. It's so good. I'm going to use this all the time in videos. Bloody good way to start a fire. That's coming home with me. But look, that was a bloody grind. We got it done. Still got a little bit of water left in here. I got a big steam back to where we started today. Good times, good times. All right, my doggies, that's it from me. If you guys want to get your merch, make sure you go on bangfieldayshop.com. If you like the videos, make sure you're subscribed. If you are subscribed, thank you, I love you. And guess what? I'll see you next week in the next video. Peace. Much love. So. All right, we have found 2 fire starting candidates right now. Candidates? I don't know how this, I don't know. I can't even speak, man. I can't even speak, it's that bloody hot. Story of my life. Guess what just happened? That camera down there just died.